Merhaba sevgili arkadaşlar, selamlar tekrar. Evet, derslerimize devam ediyoruz. Bu haftanın derslerine kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Evet, geçen dersimizde ne yapmıştık bakalım şimdi. Evet, şimdi bir saniye. Tamam. Ee, Bir müzedeki sergiden bahsetmiştik hatırlıyorsanız, değil mi? Bir Ancient Egypt konulu bir müze sergisinden bahsetmiştik. Bunun ilk alıştırmasını yaptık. Bir listening alıştırmamız vardı. Bunu dinledik. İlk alıştırmayı yaptık. Şimdi bir kere daha dinleyeceğiz arkadaşlar ve bu aşağıdaki alıştırmayı yapacağız, tamam mı? Okay, now we are going to listen to this listening exercise once again. And we are going to put the stages of organizing an exhibition in order on the diagram below. Okay, according to the text we are going to listen. Let's see the stages first in mixed order. Requirements and budget decided. Publicity material sent out. Resource pack printed. Exhibits ordered and delivered. Exhibit labels printed. Website designed. Audio guide recorded. Action plan drawn up. Interactive software produced and exhibition opened. Evet arkadaşlar, şimdi burada bu organizasyonların yıl içerisindeki aylara dağılımını biz göstereceğiz. Şimdi burada daha doğrusu gösterilmiş olan aylar var burada. Bazıları net görünmüyor. Ama ben söyleyeceğim hepsini tek tek. Bunlar hangileri olabilir? Bunları tek tek dinledikten sonra zaten söylüyor işte hangi aylarda ne yapıldığını. Biz de hangisi olduğunu bulacağız dinledikten sonra, tamam mı? Okay then, let's go and let's listen.
Unit 7, page 62. Exercises 2 and 3.
So, what are you working on at the moment, Simon?
I'm organising an exhibition for school children about ancient Egypt. It's especially designed for kids, so it has to be interactive and fun. But it also has to be educational, so we must make sure there's enough information for teachers who come with groups of school children to do project work with them.
So, what does an exhibitions manager actually do? What's your plan of action for this exhibition?
Well, generally I would say it takes about a year to organise an exhibition from start to finish. The first thing I do is spend about a month deciding all the requirements and, of course, the budget, how much money we can spend. Then I draw up an action plan with a timescale. The action plan takes me about 6 weeks to do, because it's a map of the whole project, and it's really important.
And then?
Well, we have to order the exhibits from other museums, and they have to be delivered. That will take 6 months. When they arrive, they are kept in the packaging for a few days to adjust to the museum's climate. While all the exhibits are being delivered, the exhibition's website has to be designed. This is an ongoing process and usually takes at least 9 months to complete. I start sending information and photos of the exhibits to the web designer as they come in, and the site will be constantly updated. Next, we start work on the software for the interactive display, which is produced by a specialised software company. That usually takes about 3 months. When the interactive software is ready, we'll design the sequence for the exhibition. That's the order in which the exhibits will be visited. And over the next 2 months, the labels for the exhibits will be printed, and a script for an audio guide will be written and recorded, preferably by someone famous. During these 2 months, one of my team We'll also produce a resource pack for teachers and get it printed. Finally, I'll write the publicity material for the exhibition, and press releases will be sent out to the local and national newspapers and to travel publications and websites.
And then the grand opening ceremony.
Yes, we usually have a preview party and invite the important local people and the press. It's a good way of promoting a new exhibition.
Okay, now we have listened, and let's put these organizing exhibition steps in order, okay? The first one, the beginning, is the requirements and budget decided. Yes, that's the first step of the organization. And the next one, what is the next one? When the requirements and budget are decided, well, there is, what comes next? An action plan, right? An action plan is needed, so an action plan is drawn up next. And it takes about 6 weeks. And it ends in middle of March. And next, what comes next? Well, what comes next? Something which requires nearly 6 months. Well, the exhibits are ordered and delivered next, yes. The things that they are going to exhibit in the museum should be ordered and delivered. It takes about 6 long months. And during that period and after that, about 9 months, something else is going on. It's the website design, right? The website is designed about the exhibition. And it takes a long time because it is also updated along the way. And the next one, well, it is not really visible, but it is about July, August, and September for 3 months. Well, something else happens. What is that? Well, it is, which one? It is right? Interactive software are produced. Yes, interactive software are produced for the exhibition. And after that, well, for 2 months of period, which is in October and November, what happens? During those 2 months, well, the exhibit labels are printed, and at the same time, something else also happens, which is audio guides. Audio guides are recorded in those 2 months as well. And at the same time, again, in those 2 months, something else are done, which is, what is it? Well, resource packs are recorded, printed, sorry. Resource packs are printed for the teachers, right? Because these are for the students, the kids, and resource packs are for the teachers. And what happens next? The 9th step, it takes 1 month, which is, what is it? It is B, right? The publicity materials are sent out. The publicity materials are sent out. And after that, finally, 1 year later, again in January, what happens? The exhibition is opened. Okay, it is J. Fine. Okay. Well, I'm not going to pass this grammar this time. It is the passive voice. I know you all know it, but I just want to focus on it just a little bit, just in case, okay? Well, we use the passive voice when the focus of the sentence is on the action, and it is on the action, and it is not important, or we don't know who performs that important action, okay? For example, press releases will be sent out to the local and national newspapers. It doesn't matter who does that. If we need to mention who performs the action, we use by. The interactive displays will be produced, but they will be produced by a different software company. Okay, but the focus is on the production of the display, interactive displays, not the different software company. Okay. And form the passive with the verb be in the appropriate tense plus past participle. Okay, we use the verb be, and we use it in the necessary tense plus past participle, which means verb 3, right? Well, in present simple, it is something like this. Many treasures from Tutankhamun's tomb are displayed. It is present simple. In present continuous, it is a new pyramid is being excavated at the present time. Evet. Yani şu anda yapılan bir şeyden bahsediliyor. Past simple. Scribes were taught to write and then were employed to keep financial accounts. Scribes arkadaşlar, eskiden herkes okuma yazma bilmiyordu eski zamanlarda. Okuma yazma bilen nadir kişiler scribe yani yazman olarak çalıştırılıyorlardı. Bu kişilere yazı yazma öğretiliyor. Ondan sonra da işte özellikle de financial accounts yani mali hesapları tutmada kullanılıyordu. Aynı zamanda işte mesela mesaj gönderiliyor bir yerden bir yere, o mesajları yazıyorlar falan gibi şey. Yani özetle scribe yazman demek arkadaşlar. Present perfect tense'de passive voice yaparken şöyle oluyor. Over 1 million animal mummies have been found in Egypt. Evet. And the future, a new Egyptian cultural center will be opened next year. Evet, burada hepsinde önemli olan şey fokusun özne değil nesne üzerinde olması. Nesneyi vurgulamak istediğimizde kullanıyoruz dediğimiz gibi arkadaşlar. Evet. Bir alıştırma var passivle ilgili. Onu da yapmak istiyorum sizlerle birlikte. Rosetta Stone bu önemli bir şey. Bu Rosetta Stone olmasaydı eğer Mısır dili çözümlenemezdi. Bu taş bulunduktan sonra Mısır yani hieroglif yazısı çözüldü. Her neyse şimdi orada tarih dersine girmeyip alıştırmamıza bakalım sizinle birlikte. Okay. The Rosetta Stone. Fiilimiz discover nasıl olacak? In 1799 diyor. O zaman simple past tabii ki değil mi? The Rosetta Stone was discovered in 1799 by French soldiers during Napoleon's Egyptian campaign. It was found in a small village where a fort blah blah rebuilt at the time. Evet, o zaman bir şey yapılıyormuş arkadaşlar. Bir şey yapılıyordu. Where a fort was being rebuilt. Was being rebuilt. Evet. The text on the stone, blah blah, probably right diyor. During the reign of the Egyptian pharaoh Ptolemy V. Evet. Nasıl diyeceğiz? Was probably written. The text on the stone was probably written during the reign of the Egyptian pharaoh. Pharaoh ne demekti? Firavun demekti, değil mi? Ptolemy V. Archaeologists were excited about the discovery because three different scripts, üç farklı dilde yazı var arkadaşlar. Were carved into the stone. Were carved into the stone. Taşa kazınmış üç farklı metin var arkadaşlar. Üç farklı dil kullanılmış. Hieroglif, Demotic and Greek. At the time, all three languages, blah blah, in Egypt. O zaman Mısır'da üç dil birden kullanılıyordu. O yüzden üç dilde yazılmış. Nasıl diyeceğiz? At the time, All three languages were used in Egypt. Greek was the language of the government, Demotic was the language of ordinary people, and hieroglyph, blah blah, was kept for religious documents. Evet. The Greek and Demotic texts were translated fairly quickly, but the ability to read hieroglyph text ne olacak? Was lost for many centuries. Eventually, certain hieroglyphs ne olacak? Were found to correspond to the names of Greek rulers. Yani taşın üstündeki hierogliflerle alttaki Yunancaları eşleştirerek bir takım Yunanca isimleriyle eşleştirmeyi başararak yavaş yavaş çözmeye başlıyorlar. Bu şekilde çözüyorlar. But it was not until 1822 that the hieroglyphs were finally deciphered. Çözümlenmek demek yani. Were finally deciphered by a Frenchman, Jean-François Champollion. Evet. Pekala. Buraya geçiyorum ve yan sayfaya geliyorum arkadaşlar. Exercise 2'ya geliyorum direkt. Okay, we are going to read this article about cultural tourism in Britain. Then we are going to answer these 3 questions. 1. Find 4 reasons why Britain represents a good opportunity for investment in cultural tourism. 2. Why does the decrease in public investment in tourism make poor economic sense? And 3. How are cultural tourists different from other tourists? Okay. You can bank on culture. Let's read it first and answer the questions, okay? Britain's leading cultural and heritage organizations have launched their vision for the future in a document called a Cultural Manifesto. The document shows that the last 15 years of investment in culture has created a public appetite for it that continues to grow. Free admission to national museums and galleries has also encouraged visitor numbers to rise. Consequently, arts, cultural heritage, and festivals make a strong contribution to the economic and social well-being of Britain. The UK has the largest cultural economy in the world in relation to GDP. GDP arkadaşlar, Gross Domestic Product, yani gayri safi milli hasıla demek. And one of the most effective in terms of return on investment. Every £1 invested in culture produces £2. 2/3 of the adult population in the UK enjoy art festivals, visit historic sites, and go to museums and galleries. The manifesto argues that the recent decrease in public investment in culture makes poor economic sense. Since last year, the Heritage Fund has lost £161.2 million. The 4 arts councils and 2 film councils have lost another £172 million. These are false economies and are doing immense damage to the tourism sector, a spokesperson said. International research carried out by Atlas, the Association for Tourism and Leisure Education, shows that cultural tourists have higher incomes and spend more than most other tourists. It is therefore essential to continue to invest in the cultural sector that makes Britain the #1 international destination for cultural tourism. Okay, so 4 reasons why Britain represents a good opportunity for investment in cultural tourism. Well, first of all, there is a growing public appetite for culture in Britain. Reason 2, what can it be? The visitor numbers, right? The visitor numbers have risen. 3, UK has the largest cultural economy in the world in relation to GDP. And the last one, what can it be? And it is, the UK is one of the most effective economies in terms of return on investment. Okay, so why does the decrease in public investment in tourism make poor economic sense? Why does the increase in public investment in tourism make poor economic sense? Why? Because it is a false economy. It is a false economy. And it is doing huge damage to the tourism sector. And the final question, how are cultural tourists different from other tourists? Well, cultural tourists are different because they have higher incomes. Cultural tourists have higher incomes and they spend more than regular tourists. Okay. Evet arkadaşlar, şimdi zamanım dolduğu için burada bitiriyorum. Bir sonraki, yani haftanın son ders saatinde bir sonraki dersimizde alıştırmalarımıza devam edeceğiz. Evet, o zaman bir sonraki dersimizde görüşünceye kadar hoşça kalın.